When the performance reviews sound positive, when the feedback appears constructive, when the meetings seem productive, there is still one thing that reveals the hidden truth. It is the energy behind your boss's actions toward your career growth. In a workplace full of corporate masks and professional performances, understand this deeply. Energy never lies about true intentions. You must learn to feel before you analyze. Before you interpret someone's management style, learn to observe how their leadership shifts your professional confidence. There are supervisors whose words encourage growth, whose emails sound supportive, whose public praise appears genuine, and yet something feels off. Something in your professional instinct whispers caution. That is your first and most reliable career protection system, the wisdom of your workplace intuition. Professional energy has no corporate costume. It cannot pretend indefinitely during quarterly reviews. It does not wear the perfume of false mentorship. It simply radiates what it truly wants for your future. And when someone carries professional jealousy within them, even when they try to present career support, there will be a disturbance, a workplace restlessness that you feel in your motivation, in your confidence, in your professional rhythm. Some managers carry an energy that suffocates career potential. You were ambitious before the one-on-one meeting, but now you're questioning your capabilities. You had clarity about your career path before you spoke to them, but now you are confused about your next steps. You were growing, learning, advancing confidently, and then they restructured your responsibilities and suddenly your progress feels invalidated. Words about development can be rehearsed during performance reviews. Promotional promises can be manipulated to keep you satisfied. Public recognition can be counterfeit theater. But energy, professional energy, is the essence of a leader's true intentions. A manager can tell you they want to see you grow while secretly fearing your advancement threatens their position. A supervisor can advocate for you in meetings while privately hoping you never surpass their achievements. Energy does not need corporate translation. It is the soul's professional language. And your career intuition, when uncluttered by workplace politics, always understands it. Often the professional demons we encounter do not enter with obvious hostility and workplace drama. They arrive with congratulations on your current performance. They make promises about future opportunities. They wear the face of mentorship and guidance. And yet their energy leaves a trail of career destruction behind closed doors. You are not imagining it when you feel professional tension around them during project discussions. You are not being too sensitive when you notice your workplace peace disappearing after their feedback sessions. You are simply awake to the reality. You are simply perceiving what most choose to ignore in corporate environments. There are managers who do not want you to rise professionally, not openly in company meetings, but silently in their private calculations. They smile when you speak of your career aspirations, but inside they hope you fail to achieve them. They offer mentorship and guidance, but their help carries professional hooks designed to keep you dependent. Their energy does not celebrate your workplace potential. It competes with it professionally. They don't protect your career growth trajectory. They feed on your professional insecurity. And you can only detect them when you stop listening to their quarterly review comments and start feeling their true professional essence. There is a form of professional darkness that does not roar during team meetings, does not strike loudly during project deadlines, does not come in storms of obvious workplace conflict. It comes quietly through email threads. It seeps into performance conversations. It hides behind constructive feedback sessions. It wraps itself in concern for your professional development. And yet its nature is parasitic, feeding off your career energy and advancement potential. This is the darkness of consistent workplace manipulation designed to keep you professionally small. It begins subtly during routine check-ins. A manager questions your memory of project details. That's not what we discussed in our last meeting, they insist when you know exactly what was communicated. You're being too sensitive about the feedback, they tell you when you express that something felt professionally undermining. You always overreact to constructive criticism, they repeat whenever you try to address a workplace boundary. And over time, something begins to shift dramatically. Not in their management approach, but in your professional self-perception. You begin to question your own professional judgment and career instincts. You replay workplace conversations in your mind obsessively. You apologize more often for your professional decisions, even when you're not sure what you did wrong. You seek their validation for every career move, as though without their approval, your own sense of professional truth is incomplete. This is the slow erosion of your inner career compass by someone who thrives on professional control, not genuine career connection. A workplace manipulator does not need obvious power plays. They don't raise their voice during team meetings. They lower your professional confidence systematically. They don't chain your career advancement directly. They weaken your belief in your own professional perception and capabilities. Professional manipulation is spiritual poison that infiltrates your career development. It does not aim to destroy your career in one obvious moment. It aims to reshape how you see your professional worth so that you become easier to control, easier to professionally dominate, easier to silence during important career discussions. If you observe closely, you will notice the workplace pattern emerging clearly. They twist every professional disagreement so they become the victim. They turn every career conversation back to your professional flaws and developmental needs. They plant professional doubt in the form of concerned mentorship. I just worry about the career choices you're making and whether you're ready for advancement. They blur professional truth with workplace lies so skillfully that even the strongest professional minds start to question their own career perceptions. When someone repeatedly diminishes your workplace intuition and professional judgment, when they consistently make you feel guilty for having career needs and advancement goals, when they sabotage your professional growth while pretending to support your development, this is not effective leadership. This is spiritual warfare in professional disguise, designed to keep you small and manageable. The most dangerous workplace manipulators are not loud or dramatically obvious. They are calculated and strategically subtle. They may never insult your professional capabilities openly, but they will constantly suggest that you are less capable of handling increased responsibility, less balanced in your professional decision-making, less worthy of career advancement and leadership opportunities. They do this systematically so that your professional dependence on their guidance grows and your trust in your own career judgment fades into uncertainty and self-doubt. If you stop trusting your own professional decisions, you will rely entirely on their professional judgment. That is how they gain power over your career trajectory. Watch for repetition in their management approach. Professional manipulation is not a one-time slip. It is a consistent pattern of career undermining behavior. Do they always deflect responsibility when projects fail but take credit when they succeed? Do they turn their professional apologies into weapons of guilt? Do they use your workplace vulnerability against you later during performance reviews? Do they create professional confusion rather than career clarity after every development conversation? A true professional mentor listens to understand your career goals and challenges. A workplace manipulator listens to find professional leverage they can use against your advancement. A genuine leader holds space for your professional emotions and career concerns. A manipulative manager uses your professional emotions to guilt or control your career decisions. A supportive presence empowers you to think clearly about your professional future, act freely according to your career values, and feel safe in your own professional truth. A manipulative presence forces you to shrink your professional ambitions to preserve workplace peace. That is not effective management. That is silent career control disguised as leadership development. Not all workplace darkness appears as obvious chaos. Some professional darkness simply feels like career emptiness and stagnation. The most dangerous workplace presence is not always the one that attacks your career directly, but the one that slowly disconnects you from your professional light and career potential through systematic neglect and subtle sabotage. There are managers whose professional spirits no longer reach toward employee development. They have chosen workplace bitterness over leadership growth, professional pride over humble mentorship, and career control over genuine connection with their team members. The light within you professionally is your connection to career truth, workplace peace, professional compassion, and job clarity. But when you are surrounded by those who are disconnected from their own professional light, you begin to dim professionally. Not because your career light is broken, but because you are being smothered by workplace shadows that do not belong to your professional journey. These managers often walk around with empty professional eyes. You'll share your professional joy about a project achievement and they respond with cold politeness. You'll express your career pain about missed opportunities and they respond with professional silence or complete indifference. They will never meet you in your professional emotional depth because to meet you there would require them to be in touch with leadership qualities they've long buried under workplace cynicism. Over time, being professionally close to such managers feels like walking through a career spiritual fog. You feel emotionally flat about your job and career prospects. You begin to question your own professional excitement, your own career visions, your own advancement desires. Your professional spirit, which once soared with possibility, now settles into resignation. And the more time you spend working under those disconnected from professional light, the more your own career light begins to flicker and fade. Professional charm is a powerful force in workplace environments. It draws people in with words that feel smooth during meetings, gestures that feel warm during interactions, and attention that feels genuine during discussions. But workplace charm when used by someone disconnected from professional truth becomes a management mask. There are managers who have mastered the art of appearing professionally kind and supportive. They know how to smile at the right moment during performance reviews, how to compliment just enough to gain your professional trust, how to speak with management softness while hiding career intentions soaked in advancement manipulation. These supervisors do not show you their true professional intentions. They show you what you want to see in effective leadership. But professional truth is never fully revealed in isolated workplace moments. It is always revealed in consistent management patterns over time. One act of professional kindness does not define a kind manager. One supportive gesture does not make someone an emotionally intelligent leader. Real management character is found in what they do consistently across various workplace situations and professional challenges. If you only pay attention to how someone behaves when they want something from your performance, you will always be deceived. Watch how they act when there's nothing to gain. Watch how they respond when you set workplace boundaries. Watch how they speak about other employees when those people are not present. Watch how they react to your career success, your professional healing from past job trauma, your workplace self-respect. These are the cracks where professional truth escapes and workplace illusion fades completely. Professional patterns always surface through consistent behavior. You must train your workplace awareness to observe the rhythm of managers, not just the spikes of positive interaction. If their kindness disappears when challenged on their decisions, it was never real supportive leadership. If their professional presence fades when your career truth grows stronger, it was never grounded in genuine workplace love. And if their support only exists when they benefit from your performance, it was never true professional support. It was self-interest in management disguise. When true professional strength walks into the workplace, it brings people together in productive collaboration. It encourages team harmony, it nourishes workplace trust among colleagues. But where there is spiritual corruption in management, the opposite happens consistently. The work atmosphere becomes heavier with tension. Professional tension begins to brew among team members. Workplace connections that once felt secure start to weaken and deteriorate. Professional demons often work silently behind the scenes. Their goal is not just to destroy one employee's career, but to fracture the entire structure of workplace collaboration. They divide teams by spreading workplace confusion and mixed messages. They divide by turning employees against each other through selective information sharing. They divide by inserting professional doubt, workplace jealousy, career resentment, and team mistrust until workplace bonds begin to crack without a visible cause. Not everyone who smiles in front of you during meetings celebrates your success behind your back. Not everyone who listens to your career pain holds it with genuine concern. Some listen to gather professional ammunition they can use against you later. Some pretend to support your advancement only to plant seeds of workplace conflict later. And slowly the professional relationships around you begin to feel unstable. Not because something is wrong with the team bond, but because something external has been feeding poison into the workplace environment systematically. People carrying dark professional intentions thrive in workplace environments of instability and team conflict. They are uncomfortable with professional peace because peace requires career truth. And truth exposes workplace manipulation and poor leadership. So instead, they stir professional unrest. They play both sides in workplace conflicts. They feed office drama, then pretend to be the solution to problems they created. They light the professional fire of conflict, then act like the firefighter who saves the team. This is the hallmark of a divisive management presence. They are always involved in professional tension and team conflict, but never seem to take responsibility for their role in creating problems. Somehow they are always the victim, always misunderstood, always just trying to help improve performance. But where they walk professionally, relationships suffer, team connections break apart, workplace peace is replaced with gossip, doubt, and emotional exhaustion among employees. The most telling sign of spiritual darkness in workplace leadership is the presence of professional fear. Not fear that protects your career from genuine dangers, but fear that controls your every professional move. There is a significant difference between being challenged to grow professionally and being systematically suppressed. A loving management presence may confront your performance issues, may correct your professional mistakes, but it never seeks to silence your authentic professional essence. A dark professional presence does not empower your growth, it suffocates your possibilities systematically. You begin to censor your thoughts during team meetings, walk on emotional eggshells around their moods, minimize your career truth just to keep workplace peace. Why do you feel smaller around this manager? Why do you hesitate to express professional joy or speak of career growth or assert workplace boundaries? Why do you feel like you are always bracing for criticism or emotional punishment? When you are in the presence of someone who carries this spiritual poison, you will notice a quiet erosion of your personal power and career confidence. You start doubting your professional decisions. You wait for their approval before moving forward. You filter your words to avoid triggering their insecurity. You internalize their workplace moods and make their emotional state your responsibility. This is not effective management. It is career captivity disguised as leadership development. Over time, you begin to lose your professional voice. Not because your capabilities are gone, but because you've been taught it's not safe to use your authentic professional self. Your inner career compass stops working because someone else has slowly replaced your sense of professional self with their own narrative about your limitations. You no longer ask, is this career move right for me? You ask, will my manager be okay with this professional decision? But here's what you must understand with absolute clarity. Your intuition about this toxic dynamic is not wrong, regardless of how skillfully they gaslight your perceptions. Your career light is not dependent on their approval for its validity. Your professional growth does not require their permission to flourish in environments that truly value your contributions. The moment you stop seeking their validation, you begin to reclaim your career power. When you trust your own judgment rather than accepting their version of reality, you break free from the mental prison they've constructed around your potential. Your career deserves to flourish in an environment where your growth is celebrated, not sabotaged out of insecurity. You deserve management that empowers rather than diminishes, that opens doors rather than creating barriers, that sees your potential as an asset to develop rather than a threat to contain. The professional light within you is meant to shine brightly, illuminating possibilities and inspiring others to reach their own potential. Do not allow anyone, regardless of their position or authority, to convince you that your career dreams are too ambitious or your professional worth is less than extraordinary. You are not responsible for managing someone else's insecurity. You are not obligated to stay small to make others comfortable with their own limitations. The workplace where your spirit thrives is waiting for your courage to leave environments that no longer serve your highest professional good. Your career journey is sacred, and protecting it from those who would sabotage your progress is necessary self-preservation.